He thought he could hide every trace, turning off his phone, wiping his computer. But the thing about digital footprints is they always lead back to the killer. These are the disturbing facts about Bryan Kohberger, the man who studied murder before committing one. Number 7. He was obsessed with himself. Kohberger's phone was full of photos, but not of the victims. Every single image was of him. Selfies, flexing in mirrors, staring straight into the lens, expressionless. He wasn't just documenting his life, he was admiring himself, like a trophy. The same cold gaze investigators saw in his mugshot was already in those photos. Detached, rehearsed, proud. It wasn't confidence, it was ego. The kind that craves control and recognition. Number 6. He had a childlike attachment to his parents. For someone who studied human behavior, Bryan Kohberger seemed trapped in his own. Investigators discovered he called his parents every single day, every morning before class, every night before bed. He didn't have close friends, no romantic relationships, just constant contact with mother and father. His messages were often needy, small talk, reassurance, routine. It was a window into his isolation. For a man obsessed with dominance and control, he couldn't even face the world alone. Number 5. He was obsessed with control. Bryan Kohberger wanted to control everything. His image, his routine, and especially his data. He used VPNs to hide his location, incognito mode for searches, and file cleaning apps to wipe away any trace of what he'd been doing. But when the murders made national news, and police revealed they were searching for a white Hyundai Elantra, Kohberger's control started to crack. That same night, he opened his browser and frantically searched for car detailing services and used cars for sale. He wasn't calm. He was panicking. Every click revealed the truth. Even the man who studied crime scenes was leaving his own behind. Number 4. He thought he could outsmart the FBI. Bryan Kohberger wasn't just studying criminology. He was obsessed with it. Classmates said he'd challenge professors, question investigative methods, and brag about understanding the criminal mind better than the experts themselves. He talked often about the perfect crime, the idea that with enough planning, you could erase every trace, outsmart every cop, and walk away unseen. When the murders made headlines, Kohberger followed the case online like he wasn't even part of it. He read articles, scrolled through Reddit threads, watching the investigation unfold, confident the FBI would never find him. But they did. When agents finally tracked him across the country to his parents' house in Pennsylvania, he didn't confess. He didn't plead. He just smirked, because in his mind, this was still a game. But here's the truth about perfect crimes. They only exist in theory. The moment you act them out, you leave a trail. Number 3. He might have stalked the victims. During the digital forensics review of Bryan Kohberger's computer, investigators didn't find direct searches of the victims' names. There were no saved photos, no social media lookups that named them outright. But one small clue slipped through. Among his cached Google Maps data, analysts found a location search for Mad Greek Restaurant, a family-owned eatery in Moscow, Idaho, where 2 of the victims, Madison Mogan and Zana Kernodle, worked part-time. Detectives confirmed there was no purchase history, no phone pings placing him inside the restaurant, and no evidence he ever met them there. Still, the search stood out. It showed deliberate interest in a place tied closely to the victims, and it matched a broader pattern the FBI had already noticed. Kohberger's phone had traveled through the victim's neighborhood on multiple late nights in the months before the killings. Investigators couldn't say why he searched that address. But in a case built on digital breadcrumbs, one map pin was enough to draw a line straight toward the victim's world. Before we uncover the top 2 disturbing facts, if you're into breakdowns like this, real evidence, real cases, subscribe to the channel. It helps us continue making videos like this. Number 2. His search history was sickening. When digital forensics experts examined Bryan Kohberger's laptop and phone, they uncovered a browser history that revealed much more than casual browsing. According to court filings, he repeatedly accessed violent and non-consensual pornography. Many of the clips involved aggression, voyeurism, and victims under restraint. themes that investigators later said pointed to a fixation on power and control. The review also showed that he frequently used incognito mode, VPN services, and system cleaning programs designed to erase temporary files and browsing data. Those tools made recovery difficult, but not impossible. Cached fragments, autofill suggestions, and partial histories showed the same search terms appearing again and again. Investigators determined these were not one-time searches. They were repeated over weeks and months, indicating a consistent pattern rather than curiosity or academic research. In forensic analysis, repetition is key, and in Kohberger's case, it suggested sustained interest in violent sexual material, offering a glimpse into a mindset drawn toward domination and control. Number 1. He tried to erase his digital footprint. In the days leading up to the murders, Bryan Kohberger's phone activity showed a sudden and deliberate shift. According to the probable cause affidavit, cell tower records revealed that Kohberger's phone was normally active, connecting to towers around Pullman, Washington, and making routine movements consistent with daily life. But on November 11th, just 2 days before the killings, analysts noted his phone briefly disconnected from Wi-Fi and cellular data, a break in his usual pattern. Then came the most critical window. On November 13, 2022, between 2:47 and 4:48 a.m., the exact time frame investigators believe the murders occurred, his phone stopped transmitting entirely. It wasn't in airplane mode. It wasn't silenced. It was powered off. Investigators later compared months of records and found that this was the only night his phone had ever gone completely dark for that long. And when the device came back online, it reconnected near Blaine, Idaho, about 35 miles south of the crime scene, tracing a route consistent with someone leaving Moscow after the murders. Kohberger may have believed that turning off his phone would make him invisible, but to investigators, that blackout was louder than any signal. In a timeline built from thousands of data points, the silence became its own breadcrumb. Every trace Bryan Kohberger tried to hide ended up telling the story for him. From deleted data to dark searches, each detail revealed more than he ever intended. And maybe that's the most disturbing part. The trail was there all along. Which of these facts do you think was the most unsettling? Let us know in the comments. And if you want more deep dives into cases like this, hit subscribe. There's always another story hiding in the details.